Welcome Wargamers to my review of the new Middle-earth strategy battle game starter set. I'm going to be just talking about it and then I will reposition the camera and you can see what's inside the box. But here's a first look at the box. Nice big hefty starter set and jam-packed with things. I was fortunate enough to get this on the very day that it was released. Here at our local Games Workshop, store, and yeah, very happy with the content and the price, because they do say that the starter sets do come with a good value. I mean, you get an awful lot. I mean, there's like 84 models in here. There's the Big Fat Rulebook. There are plenty of things, and we're going to be looking at those things. And I've definitely been a player of the original three. The games that were based on the original three Lord of the Rings movies, and then of course The Hobbit came out, which I never quite got into, but this will be now a combination of those two, of the Lord of the Rings and of The Hobbit, and the rules will be adjusted, and there are some new models added to the game. That is, new poses of miniatures, and probably new models as well will be coming out. But in this starter set you definitely get a new we have a new model, entirely new model of King Theoden on horseback and on foot, I believe. But then you have also the Mordor orcs here. They're the kind of the ones that with Gothmog and the Return of the King. I haven't seen those particular orcs before. I'm not sure whether those are new or not, but definitely the King Theoden is new. And we have a winged Nazgul. But now this hobby was going. Since the movies of the Lord of the Rings came out, since after those were on the cinema, and so your first one, this is probably about the 6th edition of the game. So you had the Fellowship, and then you had the game based off that, and then of course it was the Two Towers, and then it was the Return of the King, and then after that we had a bit of a break, and then we had the Hobbit, and then the Hobbit was going strong for a good while, and just as a lot of the fans of this particular game thought that the whole thing was a bit on the brink for them, out we came with a big new smashing starter set, a whole new rules, and I mean the rules will still be somewhat like the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings games, but they'll be modified, and we can really come at it again from a fresh perspective. And this is definitely a great way for those who either haven't played or have been playing it in the past to get back into the hobby, or to begin it anew, or just to begin it for your first time. And so that basically sums up where we're at with the starter set. So what I'm going to do now is I'll put the camera on the tripod, and I will enable it to focus in on what's inside this big wonderful box. Alright guys, so here we are, and here is the big fat box, and what we have then is the here's the front of the box. Nice bit of illustration going on. The other starter sets were often they would actually show miniatures. This one just shows a nice painted. Looks like it's from the actual movie. They've got here nice beautiful illustrations from the movie. Nice bit of artwork there. Probably enhanced, but more or less taken from the Return of the King. And on the back, it of course will give us some idea as to what we're going to find inside. We're simply just going to open it up and go through it. But I mean, it says it does say what you're going to get in the box, and I'm just excited to get this thing open. So without further ado, we will get cracking. Now, I'm not especially advising that people try this kind of thing at home, but I'm going to be using a tool in order to help me get the plastic off the box without causing too much damage, hopefully, and very carefully, because this is a nice beautiful piece of work, and we don't want it to be spoiled in any way, so a nice sharp knife will help us do the job fairly swiftly. So let's get it out of the plastic. And this is partly just to show you that I really haven't opened this yet. It really is the first time unboxing, and I'm very excited. So let's see what's inside this. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. and it has to be done, guys. We have to sniff that new plastic. That is something that always has to happen. Oh, that is so good. Wow. Wow. My gosh, what can I say? Loving it. And look at that inscription on the side of the box. Isn't that just beautiful? Going right round. This was obviously made with a lot of zeal, a lot of love and passion for the game. And it's stacked. Look at that. I mean, that is packed with miniatures. So we're going to have a quick look at some of these things then, and what's inside the box. So we will start taking things out of the box. The first thing that we see is the, well, probably the most uninteresting thing. We have the horses with the Rohirrim. Okay, and we have Rohirrim warriors on foot. But of course we love to have Rohirrim on horseback. So we have the riders right here, riders of Rohan, and there's another sprue here. You can see some of that detail. I mean, these will look familiar to those of you who have played with Rohirrim before. In if I can get that camera to focus on them, perhaps, maybe not. So these will be somewhat familiar to those of you who've played with them before. And now we have the Orcs of Mordor here. Oh, I could be wrong. No, these are the army of the dead who came to reinforce the allies towards the end of the Battle of Minas Tirith. So those are going to be very interesting. I have never played with the Army of the Dead before, so I'm looking forward to giving those a shot. These are our Mordor orcs. I do like the way that fella has a mace ready to bop someone on the head with. Nice and deadly. So I'm liking the look of those boys. And now, here's a special piece here. This is Theoden on horseback. And there are some more special rules with Theoden, so we'll be seeing those as well. More orcs, any amount of them. Then we have the Witch King. And it's looking like we have his fell beast on this sprue here. Wow. And that is a big model to be assembling. So looking forward to that, definitely. And next here, this is yeah, that's the Witch King. And then we have a whole sprue here made up of the Mordor Troll. Look at that big jagged weapon at the top of the sprue there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. And it looks like you have various options for the troll. It's got a drum if you want one of those. It's got nasty old clubs, swords, the hammer. Nice big shield there by the looks of it. And that's that. Now, what else have we got in the box? You will soon see. Oh wow, this looks like an assembly sheet. That'll be a guide to assembling the miniatures. Yeah, and they're a lot more easy than the Warhammer models to assemble. They've always said that the Lord of the Rings ones are easier. Okay, you get bases, and oh yes, have a look at that. This is one of the most exciting things really of this box. A nice big fat rulebook, and there you go. It says Rules Manual, The Hobbit, Motion Picture Trilogy, and then Lord of the Rings. And it's combining the whole lot into this one big fantastic Middle-earth strategy battle game book. So we have dice, green and red. We have these things which do look very interesting. I am actually not familiar with those, but I'm sure I shall fairly soon find out. They're definitely part of the new game, the new version of the rules. Oh, now look at that. That's very nice. You also get in here. You get rulers that are very sort of geeky-looking rulers. You have the designs on them. I'm not sure if they can be seen from here, but I've actually got the horse of Rohan there on that one. See that? Lovely. And then for Mordor you have this thing here. That's obviously got the Witch King down there. Some beautiful design there, just to get you really into the spirit of playing that game. And it looks like we have obviously our base for our troll, and oh, that will be there for the Nazgul. That'll be a thing to stand your Nazgul, your fell beast on. And last but not least, we also have a book which will be giving us, it's very much the kind of thing you'd get with a starter set. So it says it's scenarios and profiles of the armies that come with this box set. And some very nice straightforward things on the back. I mean, it gives the priority, the move, the shoot phase, the basics, turn sequence, the wound chart, and all the rest of that. And it'll give you some beautiful illustrations inside. So I'm liking the look of that a lot, really. Yeah, beautifully made, very good quality. Okay, so all in all, I'm definitely, as I said, happy with it. I think it's you certainly get an awful lot out of this. It may take another video really to do the to have a look at this rule book, but nevertheless, we may have a few minutes to just have a quick peep at it. This is one of the most exciting parts of this entire box, because I'm going to be learning new things, and perhaps quite a lot of new things. And you can't beat getting a nice flashy book to start fresh again with this kind of hobby, because it involves a lot, really, this kind of a thing. Whew. Yeah, beautifully illustrated, beautifully laid out, and the sections will have this. They'll all have this nice circular art to it, and then it'll say what it is above that. Yeah, it's obviously just the introduction first of all, and another example here. And we got a nice ribbon there, courage. That's all about that. Beautiful illustration. So there we go. It's looking great, looking really marvelous. Yeah, no, this is fantastic. Going to be a lot of fun. Keep me very busy, and you've got scenarios and the whole lot. So yeah, that's really it, I suppose. I mean, there's obviously plenty more that we could go on about, but that is the general picture of what we get in this nice, delicious starter set. So just hoping that anyone out there that hasn't yet taken the plunge, hoping that you will go through it, and go out there and get that starter set and get cracking with the Lord of the Rings Middle-earth strategy battle game. So thanks so much for watching that, guys. So we've seen the starter set, and we've seen that it has plenty of stuff in there. And by the looks of this whole renewal of the game, I'm thinking this will go on there for it'll still be going strong for another few years perhaps, because and the game is relatively new compared to the whole Warhammer franchise, but it has been going now for some time, and the models still don't come cheap. If you're getting the earlier models, you'll still charge a good price on them. But now that we're seeing another whole renaissance of the this whole side of the hobby of Games Workshop production, I think it's going to keep going and going strong, hopefully, and just hoping you guys get interested in this whole thing, and please support the channel, subscribe, like, leave a few comments below, and I'll hopefully see you with much more to come in future videos. Thanks for watching.